Welcome to online classes. In this poetry, Off to Imaginary Land, Unit 1, Section 3 of English course book. There are lot of imaginary being, that elf, tooth fairy, goblin, leprechauns, imps, gnome, brownish, witch, all are mentioned almost here. So especially I'll describe about the imaginary being one by one, so that you can get some idea. The belief in tiny beings such as sprites, elves, fairies, etc. has been common in many parts of the world and might to some extent still be found within new spiritual and the religious movements. In some elements, magics, the spirit is often believed to be the elemental of air, and elf, ELF, the plural elves, ELVES. An elf is a type of human-like supernatural being in Germanic mythology and folktales. Elves seem generally to have been thought of as being with magical powers and supernatural beauty, uncertain towards everyday people and capable of either helping or hindering them. However, the details of these beliefs have varied considerably over time and space and have grew in both pre-Christian and Christian cultures. Now, elf description of elf is over. Now go for tooth fairy. A tooth fairy is a fantastic figure of early childhood in Western and Western influenced cultures. The folktale states that when the children lost their baby teeth, they should place it underneath their pillow or on their beside table, and the tooth fairy will visit while they sleep, replacing the lost teeth with a small payment, means with money, some money or maybe some coin. In tradition of leaving a tooth under a pillow for the tooth fairy to collect is practiced in various countries. Now, goblin is a monstrous creature from European folktale, first attested in stories from Middle Ages. There are assigned various and contradictory abilities, temperaments and appearances depending on the story and country of origin. They are almost always small and deformed mischievous or outright poisonous and greedy, especially for gold and jewelry. They often have magical abilities similar to a fairy or devil. Similar creatures include brownies, dwarfs, gnomes, imps. A gnome, G-N-O-M-E, gnome. A gnome is a mythical creature and tiny spirit in rebirth magic and enchantment, first introduced by Paracelsus in the 16th century and later adopted by more recent authors, including those of modern fantasy literature. Its characteristics have been explained to suit the needs of various storytellers, but it is typically said to be a small, resembling human being that lives underground. Brownies are well known as the small but eternally helpful, small mythological creatures that are said to live in the British Isles. There are different types of brownies, and some of them should definitely not to angered. Like many groups of mythological creatures, the brownies exist in the handful of different forms. Most broadly, the brownie is a small creature, usually male, who is thought of a rather helpful, should to have around the house. Brownies will do tasks like mix up the butter, sweep the floors, and do the washing up. The physical description varies by area and telling again, although there are always short somethings, stout, sometimes slim, and usually dressed in cloths or have no clothes at all. Some have typical features. Highland brownies do not have toes or fingers, and lowland brownies do not have nose. There is difference between highland and lowland brownies. Highland brownies do not have toes or fingers, and the lowland brownies do not have nose. Now can go for Leprechauns. Is a small fairy or elf hailing from the green shores of Ireland. These little creatures work hard and play ever harder. They are delicate craftsmen with light-footed fingers, ideal for shoemaking, and many of them have amassed a fortune from this art. The Leprechaun's sense of style has been twisted here and there during centuries of fame, but his overall appearance has remained remarkably true to tradition. He is a small man, 2 to 3 feet tall, with a wrinkled face and a hairy beard. His eyes have dishonest twinkle, and he is perfectly light-footed, and no matter how ancient his wrinkles might make him sin. That is the end of this lecture.